I am Maria Olivia Margares, a nurse by profession, and I am here to give my testimony in opposition to H.R. 6525, the Reopen America Act 2020 or RAA. This is a bill created to promote the crucial federal logistics and financial support to reopen the U.S. The bill is about how to reopen the U.S. economy once the course of segregation have adequately lessened COVID-19 and transmission rates do not surpass the medical resources and the virus transmission rates are maintained below 1 and thereby steadily lowering the number of infected people and for other purposes and in a scientific strategy. The difficulty is not about scientific game planning, but how the method is being used to commence the agenda behind the act. Because as I see it, the bill is too far reaching and too controlling that it creates an overwhelming bureaucracy that requires states to get permission from the federal government to reopen their states. The government, the World Health Organization, and the media have the whole world trembling in fear in order to control the masses. They come across as thinking that the average person is incapable and unable to reason and think for themselves. Furthermore, it gives them authority under the Tracing Act to require either anyone or everyone in the community to be tested and either voluntarily get people to quarantine or in some circumstances force people to quarantine by taking them out of their homes and quarantining them against their will. The government has people locked down in quarantine that creates many relational and financial stress factors and is also causing many businesses to shut down and in many cases go bankrupt, causing unemployment and idleness of millions of people. Tensions are rising to the point that we have lawlessness. An example of this is the case of George Floyd. The havoc created by this issue resulted in additional damage to our crime economy and healthcare because of people who engaged in protests and turned out to looting and rioting and in some cases even more death. I strongly believe that in order to promote a successful reopening of the states, in a very eloquent word, they want to use the scientific-based reopening. It is more safe and practical, cost-effective to reopen the economy on a state-to-state basis at the discretion of the governor. Each state is on a different level of the pandemic in regards to health issues and the economy and should have practical approach to safely reopen their states and safely put people back to work. The problem that can materialize if the RAA will be enacted is that there will be too much power to the federal government and to a few individuals and as a result take the freedom and autonomy away from the states as well as the individual. We as citizens have the responsibility to value our neighbors like ourselves by not just following scientific rules for the sake of following, but to go further than that, to sacrificially respond to what is regarded as the right thing to do to perform our duties, to protect our children, our families, our nation, and the world. Thank you for letting me voice out my plea to the Committee of Energy and Commerce, Committees of Armed Services, and Financial Services. Thank you once again.